This segment is sponsored by Michigan Economic Development Corporation. From rising costs to the shift toward remote work, Americans are rethinking where and how they want to live. That often means trading in crowded city life for communities with more space, easier access to the outdoors, and an overall better quality of life. And joining us now to tell us how Michigan has all of that to offer and more is Hillary Doe, Chief Growth Officer for the state of Michigan. Hi, Hillary.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Of course. All right. So, Hillary, what are the biggest factors influencing where young professionals want to live today?
Yeah, so in a recent study that we've been really digging into, what we found was, that a lot of the things that folks are citing as really important factors for them in choosing a place to call home have been really consistent. That folks care about the quality of their public schools, they care about community safety, things like that. But that there's a rising importance placed on affordability. 86% of folks in the recent survey that came out said that housing affordability in particular was critically important in choosing a place to call home. And we also saw a theme emerging around place, that walkability, transit richness, amenity richness. And 75% of folks in the survey said access to the outdoors was critically important for this demographic, Gen Z and millennials, that they really want to live in a place that, has a wonderful quality of life with great access to the outdoors, as well as a really great cost of living, so they can build the kind of life that they really want to lead.
Yeah, I can see why that survey would say that. All of those things actually sound very lovely as a place to live. What kinds of programs are most motivating for people considering a move?
Right. So I think as we see this theme around affordability and, rising costs, folks are feeling the pinch, continue to emerge. We're also seeing more and more programs emerge that are effective at, motivating folks to move by offering different kind of program benefits and, financial incentives in particular. So in this recent survey, a majority of respondents said that financial incentives like relocation benefits or student loan forgiveness, for example, would be motivating for them to consider moving to a new place or considering a new place to call home, as well as things like job placement support, as folks might be looking for, a job or again feeling that rising cost of living pinch. And so in Michigan, we've really leaned into that and taken advantage of that insight. We launched a new program called Make MI Home or Make Michigan Home that allows communities across our state to offer those kinds of benefits to Michiganders, to our young talent that are already here, and to folks across the country that might be interested in coming and joining us. Everything from down payment support to access home ownership to relocation support or student loan forgiveness or even co-working space to make sure that we can help folks out in this moment, and also that making sure that choosing Michigan is a no-brainer.
Sure. And of course, you're joining us live from Detroit, a city that's experiencing growth. What can we learn from what's happening in this great state of Michigan?
Yeah, so Detroit's a fun time to be here. It's a fun time to be in Michigan. Detroit's experiencing population growth, as is the whole state. And one of the stats I really like to cite is that our young adult population is accelerating. The growth in our young adult population is now accelerating faster than 45 other states. And I really think that's a testament to the fact that we're offering, able to tick each of the critical boxes for young people. Great opportunities. So if you went today to our Michigan Career Portal, you'd see we have 140,000 open jobs. We have the second fastest growing startup ecosystem in the country. That's still critically important to young people and still a top cited reason for folks to consider a move. We have great places. Obviously, Michigan's surrounded by the Great Lakes. So this access to nature is really critically important, and it matters to us here in Michigan. And that cost of living, and a home in Michigan is still 40% more affordable than the national average. So we've worked hard to try to maintain that bundle of goods, that sort of value proposition we know is so important to young people, at the same time as we're bringing these innovative programs like Make Michigan Home online. And so we hope that our young people will continue to see that value proposition, and also folks across the country who want to join us know about it, but also that communities can learn from some of what we're up to and take some of these tips and tricks away to continue investing in their local communities.
Excellent. So many great things to share. Where can we go to learn more, Hillary?
Yeah, folks who want to check it out can go to themichiganlife.org. There's a great cost of living calculator there. You can check out the career portal there. And you can also search for programs like I mentioned, Make MI Home, for example, and learn a little bit more.
All right. Thank you so much. Again, for more information, just head to themichiganlife.org.